Good morning. It is Saturday, March 30th. My name is Karen and this is Bobblehead Knits. All right, this is my knitting vlog. Thank you everybody for watching and coming back or showing up, whether you're new here or not. We have a lot to cover. I have no notes, so this will be a wild ride. Let me take some coffee in. Okay, so first of all, I'm just gonna address the big red spot in the room now. If you notice right here, I have a big, well, it's not that big today, it's a welt. Yesterday, I don't know what happened. I was out walking, I didn't feel anything, but I must have gotten bit by a bug because when I got home, I had a huge welt. It was much bigger than this. It looked like a bug bite, but it didn't hurt, didn't itch or anything. It's just puffy. And it's gone down quite a bit. So I was like, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna vlog with my big red belt? Red welt, sorry. Good Lord. Okay, that's where we're headed. Yeah, I was all worried about vlogging, but we're okay. I'm not too bad. Just ignore the redness. Okay, let's dive right in. We have today finished objects. We have whips. We have acquisitions. We have a birthday giveaway drawing. What else? We have books and a little bit of watching and life stuff. So let's go. All right. First thing is a finished object or objects. I went wild and I finished my March socks. There were no February socks because I was knitting so long on my January socks. Well, technically those were the December socks from last year, but these were started 2 weeks ago and they were finished yesterday. So there they are. Hold them up. Yes, 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 yes. So, okay, these are my Summer Lee basic sock pattern number 1, version B. I think it's version B. Yeah, version B from the sock project book, her new book, and I followed them mostly exactly how she said to do them. The only thing I did differently, she had her color change in the toe, I put it in the heel. I liked having the color here because, you know, the toes in the shoe completely, chances are no one's gonna see it. Probably no one's gonna see the heel, but yes. I would have loved to have done the toe in a contrasting color too, but after I finished both heels, I only had 5 grams left. There it is. And it made me, I'm gonna rewind this, don't worry, it's a mess now, but I don't know, 5 grams seemed like too, not enough to do the heel or the toe and the Kitchener stitch. So I'm just gonna use this in some other project. I don't know what, but we'll figure it out. And then I guess I should tell you what this yarn is, right? This is Hue Loco. It's just their merino socks yarn, which is 80-20, so 80% wool and 20% nylon. And I have decided that 80-20 is what I really like as far as sock yarn. It's perfect weight for me. So the brown and turquoise, that's what I had left. One is a little bit smaller than the other just because I get them, or I wound these myself, like I split them into close to equal weights, but obviously not, and knit 2 at a time. So these are the Yes I Can Canon colorway. It's just beautiful. I've got like my hair all over it, sorry. There it is. It's just beautiful. And yeah, it's the first time I knit with Hue Loco, and that's a company that's actually local to me, local, not loco. It's in Fort Collins. Sorry, dropped something. Fort Collins. So it's about, I don't know, like an hour and a half away from me, right up I-25, and I'm going to be buying more Hue Logo. I can never say. I want to say Hue Logo, and it's Loco. So, yeah, it is just really nice yarn, and she has some beautiful colors. They really do. So, this was 64 stitches. I think I'm going to try to knit a little bit smaller, like maybe 60 stitches in the next sock I do. We'll see though. 64 fits fine. It's just not, like it loosens up after I block it. These are not blocked. And then they kind of just sag a little bit. So I may try a different size next sock. So there we go. All right, and oh, the green was just the pear colorway. I just bought a mini. I made my own little sock set there. So I think I have one more sock set from Hue Loco in my bag of sock yarn. So we're gonna be drawing from it. Really hope that, well, okay, anything I get out of there is fine, but it'd be great if I drew another Hue Loco one. All right, so that was my finished objects. I actually knit a lot and finished a lot in March, so my numbers for the State of the Stash, which I'll be doing next week, are gonna be pretty good. So I did get a little bit of work done on my various whips, so I'll show you what I can. I'm going to show you this one. I swear the last time I showed it to you, I had dropped a stitch, and I dropped a stitch again. That's what I get for knitting it late at night. So this is my Incredible Blanket by Purl Soho. It's knit in linen quill from Purl Soho. It's a free pattern online, but it is, well, there's no budge. It's a free pattern online. You can knit it with fingering weight or whatever you want. I knit it with linen quill, which I bought from Purl Soho. So that little marker right here, you can see it, is where I dropped the stitch. There it is. Yeah, it's a year-long project. I am clearly behind. There's a problem right here, don't look. It's not perfect, but mostly it's pretty good. So, all right. That was whip number 1. Hang on. Whip number 2 is my Tulsta tee, which I did a little bit on. I'm really going to try to focus on this week, because I was watching Rebecca Clow, who wrote the Tulsta pattern, and she was flying to New Zealand, and it was something like, it was like a 6-hour flight, the first flight, and then a 16-hour flight, the second flight, and she finished Tulsta. It was like more camisole. It didn't have sleeves, but I feel like I should be further along in this, and that I can really, like, if I focused on it this week, I could be done with it. So here's where I am so far. Hang on. I have the collar done basically, and I'm working on the yoke. I am not so sure about the fit. I mean, it just feels like it's really open. So I'm gonna go try it on before I get too far down, because I don't want to be having to rip it out if it's too open. So I don't want to get too far into it and then have to rip it out. So this is, I'm knitting it with KNC, which is Knit and Crochet Essentials from Joann's. It's just a cotton yarn that I bought in a very deep discount at the end of last summer, and it's just white yarn, and it is DK weight. You can see that. Ooh, it's blowing it out, but you get the idea. I'm knitting the size 4, and what else? Guess that's it. Kind of bigger needles. These are size, actually, hang on. No, that's not the right size. Hold on. We're getting there. You do the collar and all that with a smaller needle, and then you do the body of it with US size 9 is what I'm knitting it to get gauge. The bigger needles hurt my hands, honestly. So I'm gonna limit how much I knit with the bigger needles. So it's fine, I can get through this, but they do hurt my hands. So I'd like to get that done before, like in the next week or so, because the weather is changing here fast. So we're in the high 60s, almost 70s this weekend, and I'd like to be able, there's like a little window of time that I can wear knit sweaters here, and then, I mean, I could wear them in the summer, it's just not super comfortable because with DK weight, because it does get pretty hot here in the summertime. I'm in Denver, Colorado, for those of you wondering, for new people. I also knit on my Pierre pullover by Stephen West. This is La Bien-Aimée yarn that I'm knitting with. Where am I? Yeah, I knit quite a bit since you've seen it. Okay, no, I didn't. Thought I did. This, where the marker is there that you see. Come on, it's not gonna focus. Everything from where it's clipped in all the way down here is what I knit this past week. So not a whole lot, but made some progress. It does fit. I tried it on since I've split for the sleeves, so now I'm just in the body of it. It will be a little bit oversized because it's superwash, but that's okay because I usually wear a t-shirt under my sweaters because I don't like the feel of the wool up against my skin, so it will be fine. And I usually wear these sweaters loose anyway, so we're gonna be good. So I'm using, I'm doing a fade with La Bien-Aimée. I have Pop Grunge. One of these is Calliope, and one is Andromeda. Let's see if you can see the difference there. There it is. And then this right here, the purple is Peanut Butter Jelly. And then I have one more color change to make to a very deep, beautiful purple. Flying Knitter is what that color is. And I will probably be doing the bulk of the body in that. So, I didn't tell you any of my bags. It doesn't matter, people. This one's actually just a La Bien-Aimée snap bag from Jimmy Bean's Wool. So it's in there. All right, so those are my whips. I need to cast on some new socks or something today, or yeah, probably. Nah, we'll see. This weekend. I'll be casting them on this weekend because I did finish my socks. So let's do the Lucky Dip bag. So because we're talking about casting on. So I put all of my sock yarn, or sock weight yarn, in this gigantic bag. I have a funny story to tell you about this gigantic bag. It says Alpaca My Bag. This is like the size of a pillowcase, like a standard size pillowcase, and it is stuffed full. I know it's stuffed full because last night I left it on our breakfast table to so I would remember to get it when I came to film. So my husband got up and I was taking a shower, and I came out after my shower, and he's like, "What in the world is in that bag?" Because he had moved it. He's like, "I could barely lift it." And I was like, "It's my sock yarn." And he's like he was shocked. He's like, "That's humongous." He's like, "It weighs so much." I'm like, "Yeah, tell me about it." Yeah, so he had a good laugh about this. He's like, "You can use it as a pillow." I was like, "Yeah, clearly you don't watch my vlog, because if you did, you'd know I've been saying that." So, all right, all my sock yarn's in here except for 2 skeins because they wouldn't fit. And I am doing, just randomly reaching in to the sock yarn bag and pulling out yarn. So that's what I'm gonna do now. And I'm gonna reach far down. I'm gonna just go wild. Hang on. Oh, that's okay. I've been meaning to knit my husband some socks, so I'm going to knit my husband these. These are Noro sock yarn, and I bought this, I think it was last year on Amazon, of all things. Even though I'm always bad-mouthing Amazon. This is color S52, Lot A. It's Silk Garden sock yarn, and it is, hold on, let me look. It is 40% wool, 25% silk, 25% polyamide, and 10% mohair. I think I actually said I was gonna knit my daughter. Oh, this was upside down, sorry. I think I said I was gonna knit my daughter some socks with this because it was purple and black, and she likes purple and black, but there's some blue in here, so she won't like that. So I'm gonna knit my husband some socks with this. So, yes, my face kind of fell when I pulled it out because it's not my favorite, to be honest. So, but I will knit with this year, or next month, April. So, I will probably do the same pattern that I did for my socks that I showed you, my finished items today. These socks, I'll do the same pattern for my husband. I'm just trying to figure out, like, come up with the perfect sock recipe for him and I, and so I want to start with that pattern and then adjust it as needed. So, so my husband will be getting some socks. All right, I had a birthday. Many of you wish me happy birthday. Thank you very much. I did not respond. I just gave you a little heart because we had a drawing this week from last week's video. So I didn't want to add in extra comments because I was doing like random number generator. So we'll be drawing or showing the winner shortly. So let's talk about some of the things I got for my birthday. So I had been back and forth. The original plan was that if I could make it to my birthday without buying yarn, my husband was going to get me a sweater's quantity worth of yarn. Well, we all know that that's a lot of yarn. That really is. And as it got closer and closer to my birthday, I was like, I don't really know that I want a sweater's quantity because I'm really trying to do stash down this year, and that would really add a lot to my stash. So instead I was like, okay, let's do some intentional yarn shopping. Let's just figure out what is it that I want to make next and what do I need for it. So the only thing I really wanted to make sure that I had in hand so I could start knitting on it soon was my yarn for my son's Christmas gift. So yeah, my birthday gift was basically yarn that I'm now gonna give away. After I knit with it though. So all right, so after if some of you were here this past Christmas or holiday season, you saw that I had made my son a oh my gosh, what was it called? I'm gonna have to go look it up. I made him an Oslo hat. That's it. And it was beautiful, and it's a petite knit pattern, and I made it in Hedgehog Fibers Alpaca DK in the Ferrum colorway. It was gorgeous, gorgeous. I have a little bit left over of that I need to knit a hat for his son, my grandson Atticus. But at Christmas time, he was on the fence. He was like, oh, I'd really like one, that's super bright color and fun and, just totally outrageous hat. So I showed him all the Hedgehog Fibers Alpaca DK yarn online and said, pick a color and I'll make you one, but you have to buy the yarn. So he didn't want to buy the yarn. So I was like, fine. I didn't tell him this, but I was like, okay, I'm not gonna make it for you. But in reality, I'm gonna make it for him. But he has to wait till Christmas, for next Christmas. So he picked out this crazy yellow, bright yellow, ready? It's called Banana Legs. There it is. Oop, hair all over it. There it is. And it is, I bought 2 skeins. I really don't need 2 skeins. Well, the last one, the first hat I made, which was not really the first because I had some missteps, and so it's really more like the 3rd hat I made, or 4th hat, I don't know. I used a skein and just a little bit of a 2nd skein. So I got 2 skeins. So I will do same thing. I'll knit him a hat, and then I will knit Atticus, my grandson, a hat. So there it is. So yes, super soft. Yeah, I got 2 skeins of that. So I picked this out. I ordered it myself. I didn't see it though. I gave it to my husband in the package and said, give this to me on my birthday. My husband loves when I do that because it takes the burden off him. I did something similar the week before my birthday. We were out in a kitchen store and I saw something and it was like, I could use this for my knitting. So I pointed it. He was walking behind me. I was like, if you were to go pay for that when I'm not looking, I wouldn't, say anything. And he did. So this is what that was. I'm going to show it to you. Do you see that? It is one of those, whoop, it's one of those sticky jar openers, but I use ours, which is down in the kitchen. I use ours to tighten my needles on my ChiaoGoo interchangeable needles. So I saw this one, was like, oh, I can have my own. So there it is. And they're chickens knitting. So haven't used it yet because I haven't cast on or changed the needles. But yeah, very funny gift that I picked out myself too. I try to make life easy for my husband. So he has to surprise me every now and then, but usually I'm just very specific, like this is what I'd like. Thank you very much. All right. Oh, the other gift I got, my daughter got me this. One of these wrist things. You know, you put the skein of yarn right here, and then you can walk around knitting with it hanging. And she got me the large one, so I can put a little yarn on there. So, and it's beautiful. Look at that. So that's for my daughter. Yeah, and I got some books, or a book, and I didn't bring it with me, so I can't tell you what it is even. But yeah, it was a good birthday. We'll talk a little bit about more in the life stuff. So, all right, we're almost to the life stuff, so let's do, because I know some of you won't stick around for the life stuff, let's do our drawing. Last week I posted I was going to do a giveaway for my birthday, and the prize is this Blue Fiber Company. They're little 5-gram, no, I don't know if they're 5 DK minis. Put my glasses on. Sorry. 5 DK minis, 54 yards each. They are, it's the Hawthorne line. Oh my God, what is my hair doing back there? Sorry. It's 80% merino, 20% cashmere. So, and this is what it is. And they're all minis, and particularly like that. This is so pretty. And we're gonna give it away for my birthday. So, I've already done the drawing because I just did it just a bit ago. Didn't want to try to do live. That would have been disastrous. So I'm gonna put in the video now of the drawing, okay? All right, I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Shauna from Shauna's Stitches. You have won this beautiful skein of 5 minis. So Shauna, if you send me an email to bobbleheadknits@gmail.com. Sorry. I'm not sure if that's really my email address. Hang on, I'm gonna look it up. I don't use it very often. So yes, it's bobbleheadknits@gmail.com. It's also down below in the more section. Send me an email. And as you know, I will not email you. So you need to email me, send me your address, and I will pop this in the mail this week. So, Shauna is a vlogger. She has, Shauna's Stitches, and she's been vlogging for quite a while. So if you have not checked her out, her channel out, I encourage you to do so. She is a very good knitter and very good crocheter. She is she lives in the Pacific Northwest, and in I want to say Oregon or Washington, I can't remember, but go check her channel out. And Shauna, send me an email. So, all right, that is all the knitting content. So, for those of you that are leaving us and not going to stick around, that's fine. I understand. And I encourage you to like, subscribe, all the things. If you want to follow me on Instagram or Ravelry, I'm also on, at Bobblehead Knits on both of those channels. So, Can barely speak now. All right, life stuff. The last weekend we hosted a 40th birthday party for my son, and he had a very good time. He was only quasi surprised. He knew. I mean, he had been asking me for a month, when's my surprise party? So he knew. But we had a good time. We had a toga party for him. His friends, actually, his wife and his friends put everything together. We just provided the space for it. So we had space, they did not. So it was good. We had Atticus. Atticus came to the party, and if I remember to do it, I will pop a little picture up somewhere here of Atticus in his toga. We made him a toga out of a pillowcase. He had a good time for about an hour, and then he was over it. So he and I excused ourselves. He went to bed, like within minutes he was asleep. And I went and sat on our couch and just knit until after the party was done. So my husband had to do all the, hosting and all. Our daughter was here also, so she helped. And then Atticus spent the night with us. He did very well. It was the first time he actually stayed over here, because we usually just stay at his house because, all the baby things you need, right? So Atticus is 11 months old, so he had fun just exploring everywhere here. And Saturday, we spent Saturday with him, and Saturday night, and then Sunday his parents got back. His parents had gone up to Breckenridge, which is a ski area not too far away, and they were originally going to ski, but then they decided that they really didn't want to ski. It was spring break here, and just crowds and the expense and all that, so they came back like I want to say midday on Sunday. And then later in the day, we all got back together and had dinner out for Casey for my son's birthday, just like a little family dinner. But our daughter was gone by then. She wasn't interested in going to dinner. She'd done enough. So we went to dinner. They are vegetarian. We are not. So, but they wanted, we've been trying to go to this vegetarian restaurant with them for a few months. And so I had made a reservation. Casey didn't know about it, so he was surprised. And it was good. It was just, they do like a Sunday dinner type thing, like a family dinner on Sundays, and you pay a fixed price. And the fixed price is kind of high for like, it just was kind of high, I thought, for what we're eating, because it's a vegan place, so no meat, no dairy. So, but it was fine. It was perfectly fine dinner. So we also that gave us all a chance to just sit down and sorry, there's a man walking on the building over there. I live downtown Denver, and so he's on top of the building, and I was like, oh, don't fall, dude. But it's a taller building than mine, but I can see him up there. Yeah, so we had a lovely time, and we also were able to finalize our vacation plans, which we're going on a huge trip with them. Not huge, well, okay, it's a huge trip in June and into July. So we were able to finalize some things that were kind of up in the air. So I will tell you about those a little later when we get closer. And yeah, just that was the birthday thing. Then on Monday was my actual birthday, and my husband and I just went out. We went to brunch, which I love going to brunch, and we went to a new place that my husband found. It was really good, not too far away from here. We could ride our bikes, only it was snowstorm. It was in the middle of a snowstorm, so we did not ride our bikes. So, yeah, we had a nice time. And then the rest of my birthday, I just got to sit on the couch and knit. It was so nice. So that was, my husband's like, whatever you want to do today, you just do it. So I did. That's what I wanted to do. So the rest of the week was very relaxing, nothing big going on. Got my, I had to set up my new computer for work. Every few years they send you a new computer, that type thing. So yeah, they sent it to me, and I go to log in and none of my passwords would work. So I had to call the IT people. Yeah, and I always hate doing that, but I called them and they helped me and they reset all my passwords. Pretty sure the woman was like rolling her eyes at me, and that's fine. I deserved it. I don't know why my passwords were not working. So all right, what else did we do this week? Not a whole lot. Oh, I recorded a Knit and Natter, so you can go watch that. It went up on Thursday, so just 2 days ago. It's a train wreck, let me tell you. First of all, my daughter came in like midway, and she and I were goofing around. Like, there's a point where I was like, I'll be back, I have to go do something. And the whole back end of the Knit and Natter is all chopped up because she and I were goofing around, and I was like, I can't put this in. It's just like, and she kept coming, like leaving, then coming back and leaving. So I had to keep editing, which my goal with those is never to edit, but I had to edit a lot. So, but we were having a good time. So, as far as Easter, which is tomorrow, by the way, happy Easter for those of you who celebrate. Happy Sunday for those of you who don't. We are going over to my daughter-in-law's brother's house. They do a big like Easter party, like get together after church, and so we're gonna go join them and tomorrow, and yeah, that's it. This coming week I don't have any big, I think there's one day that we are babysitting Atticus all day because his mom picked up a shift at work. She is a stay-at-home mom, but her employer still calls her in every now and then if she can pick up a shift just to help out. And so she picked up a shift. She's a vet tech, so she is going to work one day this week, and we're gonna go watch Atticus all day, which will be fun. So the weather's supposed to be nice. I might go to the Colorado Rockies, the Major League Baseball team that we have here in Denver. They are terrible, by the way, really bad. Like, they lost 1-16 or something their opening day game. But they are having their opening here next Friday, April the 5th. And so I have a ticket. I don't know that I'm going. I don't know that I'm going for many reasons. One being that they're so bad. I do like to go because it's spring and I like to be outside and all that. The problem is, if I go, there's a good chance, one, they'll lose, and two, that it'll start snowing, because it always does whenever I go to opening day. So we'll see though. It's Friday, it's way off. So reading and watching. I have been reading a ton. Let me get I put my iPad away. I didn't think that I should tell you, but forgot that I needed to refer to it. Hold on. I've been reading a ton. I finished the book Circe, which was just an excellent book. It's kind of a retelling of the like the Greek mythology and all, but in a different way. It's not for everybody, I will tell you that, but it was very good, and I was really sad that it ended. It was one of those kind of books that you're just like, you know, what a great book. Okay, hang on. Let's see. The books that I'm not going to go through all of them because I have so many books that I'm reading all at once. So I'm just going to tell you the ones that I've read the most of, and then I have the best feel for like how it's going. So the big one right now is it's called The Bee Sting by Paul Murray. It's an award-winning book. I have some issues with it. It's actually a really good story. It is an excellent story. However, there are parts of this book where the writer does not use any punctuation or very minimal punctuation. It's not through the whole book. I said that in the Knit and Natter, but that there was no punctuation in this book. That's not the case. It's just certain parts of it. I think it's mostly the parts where the younger generation, you know, where they're telling their side of the story, and because they don't use punctuation, the writer didn't use punctuation. So I got past those parts, and now I'm in the part where the punctuation is back, and it is very good. The parts without the punctuation, though, drove me nuts. I hate when writers don't use punctuation. I don't know why they feel like they don't need it. Well, I know why. They all think that, you know, because the younger generation, like the kids that grew up with text messaging and stuff, they don't use punctuation, so they don't need punctuation when they're reading books. And I'm like, well, that doesn't work. So yeah, but it is a good story. It's a story of a family in Ireland. They start off very well to do, and then over the years they lose not everything, but they go through a change in financial status, and they tell the story through each family member's point of view. So very good if you like stories about families and you know, the dynamics of families. Is very good. Just don't expect a lot of punctuations in some parts. So, I'm also reading a couple Fredrik Backman books. I'm reading My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You She's Sorry, and Anxious People. He is the author who wrote, oh God, I cannot, the book's just totally, let me look if I can look it up. A Man Called Ove. Excellent book. So he wrote these two books. One is about a young girl whose grandmother has died, and she's been sent on a mission basically to apologize to everyone her grandmother has ever crossed, and it's many people. The other book is about a bank robber who ends up taking a bunch of hostages and what happens. So they're both very good. He's a very good writer. They're both very good. I've started some other books too. Nothing that I'm far enough into that I really want to discuss. So, like I said, I did finish Circe, which was very good. I really just enjoyed that book. And it's not showing up on my Goodreads, so I need to go figure out what happened there. Trying to think what else. Oh, I've read 14 books so far this year. That's pretty good. For those of you wondering how I read so many books at the same time, well, I always have an audiobook, a hardback or a paperback book, and then I have on my computer, I have the Kindle Cloud Reader, and I check the books out from the library, and I just read multiple books at once. I'll read every day 10% of a book, but I change it, so I end up reading from all the books every day, just 10% though. So, and that gets a lot of reading done. So See the guy up there on the roof still? That's a school. It's a elementary, I think it's actually all grades, but he's on the roof of the school. Looks like he's taking pictures. I don't know. All right. Yeah, watching. We're watching The Gentleman on Netflix with Theo James. That's really good. We've watched one episode of, The Gentleman is about a guy who inherits the family title and estate. He's Duke of something, and it's a mess. And his father has allowed a cartel to have a grow house on the property, basically, and he gets caught up in it all. So, and then we watched one episode of The Handmaid's Tale this week. Didn't watch any Crown. That was it, pretty much. So, I was talking about going to a movie this week, and we never made it. So, we never made it because it was really nice, and we've started walking again. So, like 4 or 5 miles every day, and so I don't know. I didn't feel like walking and going to the movies for some reason. So, all right, I'm gonna wrap this up. We're 46 minutes. So I'm gonna wrap this up. I will be back probably middle of next week with a state of the stash. It will be very good because I finished a bunch of things and I only got my birthday yarn. So I'll be doing that. So watch for that if you're interested. And then I'll have my regular vlog next weekend. Otherwise, if you want to follow me, like and subscribe, of course. I don't know why you haven't yet. And if you want to follow me on Ravelry or Instagram, I'm not super active on Instagram anymore. I used to be, but I feel like I could do better. I don't know. We'll see. But yes, also Bobblehead Knits there. So I'll let you all go. Everyone have a great Sunday, great week, great Easter, whatever you're doing, enjoy yourselves. Be kind to others, be kind to yourself, and keep on knitting. Bye.